Fire station is mucky as a pig pen. I don't know, pig pens usually don't get it on the walls and the roof, but, you know. Being sent here and we're in search of the mayor's dang cat. Messaging you from the lower branches of an oak tree at Great River. I can already see it has no cat in it. Cool. This is going to be the biggest challenge we've had yet for using the 1500 only. Because this is a big job and there is lots of nasty dirt. See, there's still mold on that spotlight. We're gonna have to turbo the hell out of almost every surface, I think, on this one. Is gonna need to be like slow and steady. Is that even getting it? Oh, it's showing me the wall instead of actually the spotlight. The spotlight's probably actually not that bad. It's that goddamn targeting system again. It's gonna be the top of the spotlight now, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so it's actually not that bad. The wall, on the other hand, that mold. How does mold even grow on metal? Seriously? Yeah, this is gonna be tough. This might take a while. We should probably leave that as well, anyway, to be honest, because the biggest and worst job is gonna be this one. Yeah, we're gonna need to use the scaffold for this. When I did it originally in early access, I was trying to avoid using the scaffolding and stuff as much as I could, just for the fun of it. We can't afford to do that with this. Gonna need the long extension, I think. Even, like, using the scaffolding, we're going to need an extension on it. So we need to make sure that we get all of the side bits. Let's just turbo this bit, I guess. Turbo the rail. And then we're going to need to actually, like, climb it to do the insides of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter that we can't see the top. Key part of doing things with the basic washer is just knowing what your limits are and not just wasting time trying to get things that you don't really have a hope of doing. It's just less optimal. That angle's kind of annoying, but I don't really want to move the scaffolding twice. It's a case of whether or not I'll be able to get it from the side, I guess. Over this side now, make sure we get this angle here. There we go. Should probably need to get, yeah, that side as well, won't we? Yeah, cool. And then we move down. We just do that, like, level by level. Slow and steady, just make sure we don't miss too much stuff. And hope that it'll be reasonably forgiving anyway, because they know that it's hard. Probably actually get a little bit closer with the scaffolding, to be honest. Just nodding along to the music, you know. It's pretty good. Whoop, and we're falling. This is more like ska than jazz. The music's probably partly covering the stars and the money, but since we're not actually spending our money in this, it doesn't matter. And I always complete one map before moving on to another, so the star rating doesn't matter either. Just need to move just a little bit further this way. We didn't really do the inside of it before we came across, did we? It's a case of how close will we need to get to the bottom before it dings for us. It's like the intro music for some sort of snazzy 60s, 70s TV show. The washer. Coming soon. At least this bit's the easy part. I remember doing the inside of this structure is kind of annoying. Cool, now we ground them. Now, how close do we need to get before it gives me a ding? Nice. If we can get a ding every time we get close to something, that'll be great. The frame, I think... Well, there's the other half, and then the bottom, I think, is also one bit around. Might even be the same on the inside, too, actually, for that bit. That's dirty there. Ah, very forgiving on that one. Yep. Pretty easy, really. How far up can we reach, anyway? Pretty far, to be honest. But you still miss the top section, so, I mean, you still need the scaffolding anyway. So it's like, you may as well make your life easier. Use the scaffolding. Sweet. May as well use it. If you're going to have to use it at all, use it for everything that it makes sense to. Can't get it straight, that's kind of annoying. Oh, whatever. Going up. Hole. Just because doing this side of it's going to be annoying from the actual top itself. So as well. A mode again. And make sure that we get the sides of these lip bits. Also have to be careful that we get the undersides of them when we go down a level. It'll be easy to forget that. Sweet. Ah, it's really generous. I mean, I kind of appreciate it, but it also feels just like a little bit cheap sometimes. Ah, paint. A flying cat. Okay. Let's clean off as much of the... Oh, I didn't even need to get it. It was that generous. Wow. That's... Honestly, again, that feels a bit cheap. I mean, thanks, but also... Really? I know that the lichen is probably not going to come off if I don't use the yellow nozzle. Even though it's thinner than I'd like, using the green almost always need to just go back over things twice anyway, so what's the point of trying? Just use the yellow, get it done. Try to do small sections instead of the big sweeping ones, especially when it then does that. It just gives it to me anyway. Come on. It's like the map's taking pity on me or something. I don't need your charity map. I know what I did. I know that what I'm trying is stupid. Probably don't need the long extension on, to be honest. I think that's part of the problem in terms of just the width of the track that I'm doing. I don't need that. Because I'm getting close enough to it anyway, using the scaffolding, so... yeah. I don't even need the short extension on too, to be perfectly honest, but... so generous. Ding ding. Ding ding dong. Hey, Valix is bad. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy the chill vibes. Because this is gonna take a while. Making good progress immediately though. Most satisfying game ever? Absolutely. Totally agree. But I'm making it harder than it has to be for myself, and still enjoying it, because it's just relaxing. I need to remember to just right-click and let it do the auto-spray though, rather than tiring my finger out. Just taking it easy. Watch that dirt all just disappear. Until... zoop, zoop. This includes the other side, I think. Or just continues all the way around. So I think we got everything on this one. Yeah, so... can we target this while I'm inside it? No. Okay, I guess that's fair. It would be a bit weird picking something up from while you're underneath it. It's going to be a bit of an awkward angle, but... showed as valid, like it wasn't red anymore, but it still didn't let me place it until a little bit further away. Okay, so yeah, this far angle is going to be where it gets annoying to try and do the side of this bit here. Just going to have to blast away at it really carefully. I'm getting the side of this bit as well. I didn't do the proper underside after making a point of saying I'm going to need to be careful to remember to do the underside. I don't think I did. So we'll see if we need to go back around on that one. I mean, it might just be a case of if it doesn't give it to me when I'm up on top, I just jump off and try and spray it on the way down. The groove. I'm impressed that this is not like copyright or something. I have the YouTube safe flag on and everything, so I guess a lot of these songs were written so long ago. Or it's just a new song done in an old style. Either way. New York, New York. Okay, quickly just move the thing so I can actually see who it is myself. There we go. Harry Green and Lincoln Grounds. Doing a really good, like, Frank Sinatra impression. Seems. Not really impression, just singing in the same style. Calling it an impression would be a bit of a disservice. Because he's genuinely got a good voice himself. Crossbar is kind of annoying. I guess I should have gone a bit further down from the next level up instead. I also probably don't even need the shorter extension on now because I'm standing closer to it. I couldn't put the scaffold as far away as I was. Kind of prefer standing a bit further back and using an extension simply because then I can get a bit more angle without moving as much, because moving is kind of annoying. I'm lazy. Oh, seriously? Oh, because I was shooting up from the bottom. For some of that. Still. Very generous. I feel they were just really generous with this map in general, just... Oh yeah, I need to get right into the corner on this one. Sweet. Almost 3/4 of the way from the outside. At least the inside doesn't have like the lichen and stuff, so it's not as bad for cleaning. Cool. Down we go. Now you know what? Let's just move you out of the way now so that you're not as annoyingly in the way. Cool. It's gonna ding. Yep. So those are different bits of frame. I think it's the inside. It's the missing bit. Yeah, we do need to stand a little bit closer when we're using the stubby. That's gonna ding. This won't yet because we've got the other side. Go. That's the same as this bit. And also the side. Okay. Now I need to remember about each windowsill on this one. Whee. Okay, let's put this short one back on again now, I think. Try and get all of the little angles. Ding. And ding. Very nice. I feel I should almost be able to get this ledge just from this side. I guess there is a bit on the other side as well. Yeah. Yep. Going down. Hey, Finn. Can't stick around, take this, it's dangerous to go alone.
Stick around, but take this. It's dangerous to go alone.
Thank you very much for the resub with your Twitch Prime, Finn. Thank you for your Bezos bucks. Enjoy the emotes. Good to see you. So you're playing Need for Speed Heat looked like before? I picked that up on sale as well. That was good fun. Bit of a black. Though really it just made me want to play Forza Horizon again, to be honest, with the open world roaming. That was a bit of fun for a few hours. Which is all I generally demand from a game. Yeah, $3.50 the whole game. Yeah, it was, I think, $6 New Zealand dollars. It's like, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna buy that because why not? And yeah, played it for like 3-4 hours. That's good enough value for me. Oh, I might play it again at some point, who knows? Oh, I can do the rest of that windowsill from inside, can't I? I don't need to do that from here. I still remember the old Need for Speed days where they didn't try and shoehorn a plot into it and you just did the racing. Okay. I don't quite understand why they thought we needed a narrative, but yeah, whatever. Let's do some driving games. Nice, yeah. Little sick of GTA. Yeah, GTA was fun for a while back in the day. I played a lot of GTA 3. Vice City was fun for the aesthetic and the soundtrack. Never really got into 4 or any of the later ones. The driving always just felt so bad. And that was fine for like 1 and 2, especially the top-down versions, because who expects good driving in a top-down game anyway? But when they seem to be trying to make it into more of a RPG style, it's like, okay, could have tried harder. The physics in 3 wasn't too bad, but 5's driving's pretty decent. I don't know, I've seen videos of, I mean, to be fair, it was people dicking around in races, so it's not fair. But I also just kind of got tired of the gameplay aspect of just going around being a bit of an idiot. It's like, it's fun for a while, but yeah, not my kind of thing so much anymore. They're bloody expensive. Yeah, the race scene is awful. Yeah, that's right. And just the core gameplay loop doesn't really inspire me much. So I think one of the mistakes was giving the characters voices. Like, I don't care about relating to the character in that game. Just let me do the kind of the voiceless protagonist. Like GTA 3, I think, like the story was nonsensical, but you didn't care because you just did the missions, you enjoyed it. It still had a bit of that sort of old school, more comic twist that the originals had. Vice City, of course, you could never take seriously. Just because the setting. Love the story in V. I mean, I've not played 5, so I've not tried. I was put off by San Andreas and 4, so yeah, not tried 5. I just know that I've got too many other games to sink time into, so I haven't really tried it. I was trying to get my way into the Assassin's Creed games, like Origins and stuff, more recently. Kind of prefer the role-playing games to have more of that sort of a setting anyway, rather than the more kind of realistic world setting half the time. So, want to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Gotta head out, fair enough. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest of your day and night. Take care of yourself. This one again. Enjoying the somber beats cocktail shaker. Yeah, that's kind of what I imagined with the song, to be honest. Do love me a good cocktail. I usually don't bother having ones that are shaken though. I just stir them together in a glass. Good enough for me. I think the main thing with a lot of the GTA games, the more recent ones anyway, is like For 3 and Vice City, it was kind of a very loose structure, but the bits that I enjoyed the most was just the driving around and the exploration and all of the side mission content, not really the main storyline aspects. So, kinda didn't matter too much. It's like games where they force in some sort of narrative just for the sake of it to try and engage players. It's like a lot of the time you feel, why are you bothering with this? I just want to play. It's like this, for example, like how they've got the whole cat thing going on. It's like, I don't care about that, just let me watch things. But then some other people really find the lore amusing, so it's easy to ignore at least. It's harder to just ignore it in games like GTA where your progression around the map is locked behind actually doing things and participating in the story. So if you're not that interested or invested in it, it feels worse because you have to do it, right? That one. Let's do it around the doorway. I did that side. Cool. Okay, let's go up. I mean, obviously you expect it in role-playing games to an extent, but I've never been a fan of the forced gated progression sort of mechanics. I'll always try and find my way around it. In GTA 3 and Vice City, I found that you could edit the car files and give them a negative buoyancy number, or whatever the stat was that was used to determine how well they floated in water. And if you set it to a negative number, you'd just fall through the map. And then it would respawn you, like, to a safe point. Which, if you careered off at a good enough angle or took a good jump, you could make it to other islands before you were meant to. And once you're there, you can just freely drive around. If you buy property, then it's easy to go back to it and stuff like that. Like, you set your respawn point, essentially, I think. I think there was a way to essentially do that. But either way, once you can do it once, it's easy to get back and do it again. In GTA 3, you could actually drive on the subway tunnels, which is hilarious. Hey, Oracle of Pages. Mr. Chill Streams, well, this is a good one. Even if I do say so myself. Got some jazz. Got some power washing. Ding. So we might take a short break soon. Let's jump up here.
Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
The No Pants Dance by James Flamestar. Oh yeah, I've missed Jimmy Flamestar. Yep, give me a sec. Alright, sorry about that. Just had a bit of a break to check in on how my daughter was doing. Sort of thing you just have to expect with the stream, I'm afraid. Enjoy the music. Get these bars done. Animal Orchestra. Presumably there's no chickens involved in the Animal Orchestra. Real turbo action needed for these particular planks. I'm gonna guess I've missed a lot on this side still. There's a lot remaining on that railing. Let's work our way slowly along the whole thing. And of course the targeting system doesn't actually show me the actual stuff. Oh, there it is. Yeah, still lots. Why does it shoot all the way away from where the targeting is? It's absurd. There we go. That's better. Yeah, fell down. Down the hole. And we get this ledge. I did get the bottom of it, I'm fairly sure from the other side. Yep, there we go. Good. There. The ends of that one. There we go. Make sure you get these inside frame bits as well, because otherwise they'll just sit there and not be done. Finish this wall before I start going down. Ding! That's better. Top. Oh, I haven't done this ledge yet. Good idea. We did do the railing, we just didn't get the ledge. Ah, there we go. Pretty generous on a lot of these features on this one. Stairs. Basically just gotta work our way down. It's kind of another one of those maps where it just feels like it's a little bit bigger than it should need to be. Maybe if they'd excluded the tower, or made the fire tower, like the drill tower, its own map, and then after doing this, then they ask you to do the rest of the station or something. Otherwise it does just blow it out to such a bigger job. I'm also kind of surprised that these stairs aren't metal. They're like concrete or something instead. But I guess maybe that's more durable. You're actually using it for fire drills. Yeah. I guess we should do the underside of this as well first before we go too much further. Yeah. Right. Edge of the stairs. How's Trick still loving spraying your jet around? You know it. I missed out another RV. Oh, that's right, he's our mate who's constantly looking for a new RV. Uglier than a chihuahua chewing a wasp. But it would have been my little wasp chewing choo-choo. So that's the more entertaining side story. It's certainly a lot more interesting than the mayor's cat. I can't remember how many floors we've actually got to do on this. It's like 4 or 5 or something. It's quite a few. So I hope you like looking at red bricks. Oh, good, got the windowsill. Pretty much by accident. How big is the inside wall bit? Oh, it goes... The inside wall wraps around, does it? Ah, that explains that. Also, some of these steps are not done underneath. There we go. So it'll be this bit here, and then does it... It changes like halfway down. Basically at the floor level on this side. Yep, there we go. Interesting way of sectioning it up. Sploot. So when's the top floor finished? Ah, have I missed the side? No? What am I missing on the top floor? Ah, the side of the stairs. Perhaps. But then that's the second floor now. Edges of the stairs. It's just like little bits. It's not really adding up to much. Ah, of course, the stairs down to this point here are still the top floor as well. Right. So it was actually being really generous, it just looked like there was only a tiny bit still to do. It's confusing with all the different angles about where the division points actually are in this. Because you've got our little half step sort of things, but it's based on the actual bits by the windows, which makes sense, it's just not it's something you can easily get turned around. Tops of these stairs first. I need to do them as I go down them a bit, I think. Make sure I clear off above so I don't have to revisit it. Do the step, landing, I guess. Should have done this bit before the landing, but that's fine. Now do the stairs as we go down them. Should really do the sides of this one while I'm still up here, actually. Now we can come down. And do the undersides of all of these. We're going to need to do it from a bit further down as well. And now the underside of this. There we go. Work on this wall, get that corner frame nicely isolated. Go up to there, know that that's done. You have to be really close to this stuff to be able to actually target it. Down there, get the sides of that, but we know that it's going to be pretty generous when it comes to that anyway. In the corner. Back wall first, why not? Trying to be methodical rather than just spray across it haphazardly, but it is easy to get impatient on these features because there's just a lot of repetition. Wait till we're doing the roof of the main building. There we go. I was about to question the windowsill. Inside wall is almost done. We do the underside of those stairs, but we also need to do the underside of these stairs as well. We kind of need to do this bit first. Not that there is any actual simulation of water kind of being splashed about, but just to satisfy my own method of doing things. I like to work top down generally. Now do the bottom side of these stairs. Voila. And the last bit of that wall. And now, the top of the next floor. It is the first floor, and then the next one's the ground floor, so it's actually not too bad. There's only like 4 of them. The steps that we came down on. I'm being very wasteful with water on this, but it's just because I'm leaving it with the right-click auto spray turned on, just so I'm not wearing out my finger. Means you get a kind of weird spray patterns going across things sometimes, but whatever. Don't have to be perfectly methodical. I mean, it's nice, but you don't have to be. Yeah, especially when you know that it's going to be super generous anyway when it comes to giving you the dings. Downstairs. And now we want to do the underside of this. And then the underside of these. Finish the career mode and before checking the achievements. Yeah. Had to redo a dozen levels. Yeah, the ones where it's like X being the last thing that you clean, those are annoying. I did most of those just in free play anyway. And was after the game came into full release. They didn't actually reset progress, so I had already gotten to the final levels of the game and had all of the washes and all the equipment and stuff unlocked. So I was able to just go back to those sorts of levels with the Pro Washer anyway and just do them really quickly. And just got all but like 2 of the achievements just straight after the game launched in the first place. It's kind of annoying, like I could have reset my own progress at that point, but because they didn't force me to, I didn't do so, because, I don't know, I'm kicking myself a little bit, because what I could have done is, because I think it was only after I'd first loaded into it again after it released, and then did enough of something to get a star that it actually credited me a ton of the achievements, like all the ones that I had already achieved. If I'd gone in and immediately reset my save data and started again, then perhaps I wouldn't have gotten any achievements and I would have been able to truly start from scratch. But it was a case of once I'd gotten some, the attraction of trying to do like an all achievements in a single playthrough run was kind of lost at that point. because I couldn't actually verify as easily that I'd done so. Because otherwise that would have been a fun thing to do, I think. Just plan it out and make sure that you do things in that order. Though I was also wanting to do this basic washer challenge where I'm doing the full career using only the 1500, and I would not have been able to do that and all of the achievements, because there's the one where you have to finish the ancient statue using only the white nozzle. There's no way that I would have been able to do that with this washer. One that's cleaned the toilets last, redid that level, did the toilets last, didn't unlock, correct. See, you need to do them in the right order. Close the game, never open it again. Yeah, it's unfortunate about that one. I also got frustrated with that one. There is actually a guide on Steam that I contributed to that I could recommend that will point out you need to do them in reverse order. You might not even need to do all of them last. The key points seem to be the one closest to the entrance. There's the one with the no minute furthest, and if you do that one first and then work your way back towards where you started, then it gave the achievement reliably. You just had to make sure that the toilet closest to where you came in was the last one that you washed. Yeah, the first thing I do with a game these days if I'm trying to hunt down the achievements is, unless it's really clear myself, obviously, by the achievement description and stuff, but I will usually look for a guide, because I don't have the time to replay a game endlessly, so I'm going to look for a guide and see what the best tips are on how to most efficiently do an achievement. And since I was day one of full release playing through and trying to get them myself, it was a case of if there wasn't one, I was going to start writing one. But someone had already started one, it was just incomplete, so I just contributed my own findings to theirs. So I think the first time I did that one, I tried doing them in the order of like 1, 2, 3, 4, with the one in no minute I did last. And when that didn't work, then I did it the other direction, and that worked. And according to others, it seems to have worked consistently, doing it 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a bit of a shame that whatever it is that they've got programmed in for that works only in that order. It's kind of silly. It should really just be checking what the final things were, but I would much prefer it if they'd just gone the route of it being clean the toilets first. Because all the clean X first ones are nice and easy. You can just load in, do the achievement straight away, and then just do the rest of the map as normal. It's much better. And because it would be easy to check from an achievement point of view as well, because then the game just needs to check, okay, do you have anything else ticked off? If yes, don't give the achievement. Whereas the checking thing, like the completing things, certain things last, it must be much more annoying in terms of just the code of how to check whether or not the achievement's even been gained. So it's like they've made more work for themselves and everyone else by doing that. And I kind of wish that there was more just fun achievements instead, like the one of carrying the gnome around the carousel, knocking the buckets over, knocking over the coconuts, the fairground, things like that. Much more fun as achievements than just clean X first, clean X last. They're just kind of a bit brain dead. The achievement for this level, not using the scaffolding, I think was the one for this one. I mean, I did that in my original early access playthrough anyway. I wouldn't be able to do it with it's another achievement that I would not be able to achieve with, well, probably could, but it would be extremely tedious, where I'm trying to use just the basic washer. Which I'm also kind of disappointed that what I'm doing is not an achievement. You know, complete the game without buying any of the upgraded washers. I reckon that would be kind of a cool achievement to have as a challenge run. But failing at being an achievement, I'm just doing it anyway. It's kind of on the same order of achievements as like pacifist runs and stuff like that, where you just have this extra restriction on your general gameplay. I always enjoyed going for those achievements in like Human Revolution and stuff, trying to do the pacifist run. Doing it in Mankind Divided was really tough. Gonna make my own achievement, exactly, with blackjack. It's also a case of, like, just doing it for the sake of kind of proving that it can be done. Even if it is a bit more tedious to do, because I've seen a lot of stuff on Steam comments and Reddit and things of people complaining about how I can't do such and such a thing, or early on, people I think complained about how expensive some of the upgraded washers were. And that, oh, but I can't get this, and I'm not able to proceed without it. It's like, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. It may not be ideal, but you can. And most things are fine. It's just like these ingrained bits here that you need to use the red or the turbo, because otherwise none of the others are going to cut it. You can also use soap, but I'm not using that either on this run. Which is purely just my bloody mindedness. There's no real logical reason why I shouldn't feel that I can use some of the cleaners for the real stubborn bits. It's just I'm more stubborn than the stains, so... Totally forgot you could upgrade the washer and was vibing on things being tedious. Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of that. When I was first playing in Early Access, like they were making a big, like those big announcements when the new washers and stuff came out or were included, so I knew they were a thing and wanted to try them out anyway. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with the tower. We're not going to know until we come back after doing everything else. But I think we're good for now. For the sake of convenience, I'm just going to slap this down over here so I can use it to jump on the roof. Previously I've just like launched up and done some constructive parkour using the other components, like you can jump on the roof by just launching off those. But, you know, it's a bit tedious and I've already used the scaffolding, so I may as well use it again. Okay, now we've just got to work our way around. There's a lot to do on the roof. Fortunately, this level is, yeah, a little bit longer than it probably needs to be. But that's just the way of it sometimes. Like, how many fire trucks have they got in this place? It feels like it's more than should be necessary for a town this size. It's like, this is a big building. I feel they've probably got like 4 engines in here or something, maybe 6. And I kind of would have liked it if it was a more historic style fire station with just like the 1 or 2 engines in it. Would have been a bit cuter. Not using the show dirt button heavily. I do when I need to. I don't avoid using it, and a lot of the time I'll just accidentally hit tab because I'm used to tab being the key to open your like PDA or menu or stuff in games. Like in Subnautica, you hit tab in order to open your PDA. So I'm used to doing that instead of E to bring up this, or escape to bring up your tablet. I'm used to hitting tab. So half the time I'll just flash it up without even realizing or without intending to. But if I do get stuck looking for just a stubborn little bit, I will spam the hell out of it, because I'm not going to spend ages, whoopsies, just looking around. Because sometimes it can be, like, it's also subjective on, whoop, oh, I did actually get it, and then lost it again. It's subjective on the surface as well. Like, something on this, on the red, I'm going to be able to pick it up easily enough anyway, and it's my fault if I miss it, really. But some of the surfaces is really hard to tell whether or not it's still dirty or not. And the game does just get really cruel sometimes on how strict it is. The main gripe that I have with this game is how wildly inconsistent some of it is in terms of the dirt checking. Where, like on the tower before, it was giving me the whole wall even though I clearly hadn't finished. There was a big chunk that I just had not finished. But on other things, it'll get really nitpicky and you have to clear off every little stain, it seems. So the benches in the skate park were really bad for that, where you had to clear off bits of pretty much invisible bubble gum before it would give you the ding. And for that I was spamming the tab button just to find where it wanted me to spray a bit that practically looked like it was already clean. Basically, I'll cheese the game if it looks like the game is cheesing me. But otherwise, yeah, it's not necessary most of the time. But especially with this, the fact that I'm using this washer as well, I'm not going to add the additional challenge of, like, trying not to press tab, because there are going to be a lot of bits that I do just barely miss with this. Has something to do with the surface area? It definitely does, to an extent. But it definitely feels like it's not consistent between things with comparable surface areas sometimes. It's almost dependent on the level as well, like some levels seem to be more forgiving than others. I wonder if they just had slightly different designers involved. It's like there wasn't a fully consistent QA pass that was trying to aim for consistency. Because yeah, it is definitely tied to surface area. In like this roof, for example, I'll be able to leave several squares and it'll still ding. This ladder, on the other hand, I'll have to get it much closer to clean. But there's definitely times where it's like, okay, this looks clean, and you'll just need to get an insignificant seeming little bit of rust or something before it actually gives it to you. Sometimes I feel it's also to do with bits like the underside of this I cannot actually see or reach, but it might be dirty, which means that it's actually going to kind of count against me without me even meaning to miss it. Hopefully the turbo nozzle should get a bit of the wall underneath there. But yeah, definitely feels a little bit inconsistent at times. Let's see if I can clean this ladder. Oh. Yeah, so that ladder was actually quite forgiving, but possibly because they knew it was difficult to get the underneath parts. Like, I feel proportionally there was still a lot more remaining than I expected. And that was like the railings on the top of the fire tower, for example. I feel I had to get them a lot more clean proportionally. But I suspect it's just because they factor in certain elements about how difficult it is to get some parts clean. Skate park floor, yeah. Skate park floor, I just made sure that I was super methodical. So I just went in a, like, worked from one end and just went all around. Did it last as well, pretty much. And just made sure that I was hitting every single spot. It was the benches that were the worst on that one for me. And the gate. Just the front gate. I think it was the last thing I finished. And it was actually, yeah, a bit more inconsistent than I expected. Things like gates and stuff, I'm much more likely to use the show dirt feature because it's hard to see rust spots against the texture of the metal they use sometimes. Depends whether or not the metal is shiny or if it's like a dull steel or something. Yeah, I'm mostly only likely to spam the dirt finder function if I'm practically finished a level and I'm not sure what I'm missing. And that doesn't always even help, because sometimes it's so hard to see small details, and the colour of a feature might actually just blend in with the colour of the orange that it highlights things at anyway. I wish you could select which colour. Like make it like a pink or a purple or a green, just one of those sort of unnatural colours that you're not normally likely to see, because just the orange can actually blend in a lot. Like the shoe house and the big cat 4x4, the monster truck, just the colour of those, it just really blends in. I mean, it's that, or I wish they'd just used a different colour palette for those levels and just made sure that it wasn't going to show up like that. But it feels like it should be pretty academic to allow people to choose their own colour. It's like in The Hunter, Call of the Wild. The menu options allow you to specify what colour you want things to show up for the highlighting of, like, tracks, or tracked animals, or downed animals. You can have them all set to different things so you don't get confused. It's quite handy. So have like a turquoise for the tracks and then a bright green for the actual downed animal sometimes, so I can distinguish. Okay, that's that side of that stuff done. Now you gotta bear in mind there's the under part of this as well. I think it's a different feature than the red bit. Yes, it is. I feel the cladding is probably going to be really generous because of the bits underneath. And sometimes I think that's why I find that things seem so generous and seem inconsistent more than they perhaps are, and it's just because I'll go out of my way to get certain bits that maybe they think are too difficult for most people to try and get. But because I've already done them, it'll just affect the amount at which it dings. Dunno. But like if I wasn't cleaning the underside of this bit and getting a bit of the roof at the same time, then I'll probably need to clean more of the overall roof area to actually get it to give me credit for it. See, like that dinged all the way along for the office wall. Ah, there's another bit of the cladding, isn't there? Down the far wall, I think. I do hate it when there's features that you know you can't actually complete until much later. And that's why I try and be pretty exhaustive on things at the time, to make sure that I don't have to come back and revisit things later. Is PowerWash? Do you realize that involves hot water? You should change the wording on your ad to pressure wash. Or you could buzz off, because I don't care. Also, I fail to see why that distinction would matter. Like, power wash versus pressure wash. Like, what part of power wash implies hot water? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna finish off this roof bit here. This, not the whole roof, but this part of the roof. And then we're gonna take a mandatory break, rather than the unplanned one from earlier. So I can go get another drink and stuff, stretch a bit. I would encourage you to do the same. I'm forgetting to right click again and straining my pointer finger more than I should again. Just gonna do this roof tile by tile basically and see how many are left when it gives us the ding. It's such a jaunty tune, I love it. Take me to Dixieland. Well, fair enough. Apparently power washers do have a heating element in them. Yeah, fair enough. I just don't see why that makes a difference. I would have thought you'd make the distinction there and call it a heated power washer instead. But either way. I don't know, personally it's a case of, I mean, if you're doing this out in the heat of the day, I think you'll find that the sun is going to be warming up the hose that you're using to connect to your pressure washer. So it's going to be hot water by the time it comes out. They also kind of don't really delve into the apparatus you're using enough to make that distinction anyway. For all I know, this does have heated water coming out of it. What makes that other person know more about my business than me? I don't know. Kind of weird. I also don't know whether or not that person pops up and becomes relevant again. Now rather than doing a back and forth. Go, get to the edge, now turn and work our way back to the other corner. I mean, at least they didn't try and go full simulation and had you actually worry about hose length and stuff and move your pressure washer unit around to places that you could actually reach on the map and stuff like that. That would be super tedious. Imagine if you could only go like 10 meters and then you had to go back and move your unit all the time. Also, there's not dirty water that you have to wash away all the time. Yes, also true. Yeah, it just magically dries clean. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the way that I do things. I try and, like, imagine that that's something you're having to deal with. Like, that's why I like to work from the top down and kind of spray towards certain areas and stuff like that. But yes, I'm glad that you don't actually have to care about it. You can do it purely for RP purposes. I'm just going to leave those little bits that I'm missing because I know that it won't matter soon. There we go. 1.5 bits left. Boing. The cladding. Can I actually reach the rest of the bit that it's going to demand from me? Oh, there's this bit at the end. which I guess would be easier to get from down below anyway, but... And then it's that whole bit along there. Oops. Oh, it's the bit underneath, of course. We'll do this. Even though I said that I was going to take a break. It's too addictive. Must keep power washing. Spray, spray, spray. There we go. Cool. Oh, and I can still get back up to the main roof area from here anyway. Sweet. Good. There's this hut area to do. But first we're going to take a bit of a break, get another drink, stretch, do some hand stretches, do some shoulder stretches, and yeah, I'd recommend you do the same. I'll let the music going. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, and we're back. Oink. Do the top of this little building first. Just working our way down. The most annoying part about this is just this massive roof that we have to deal with. It's just tedious. I don't mind when there's lots of fiddly things generally. Though sometimes awkward angles get annoying as well. But when you just have massive areas that are just all the same. Like, imagine if they did it that each tile was a feature instead, you know? You can just imagine it. It would go ding, 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 ding. Like, that would be so much better. Just have hundreds of roof tiles. Fire exit roof tile. You know, it's not like space is a consideration for their names. This is where I should really have like a soundboard or something and just record the ding and be able to just go ding and ding. Just have it bound to like a mouse button or something that it just makes a ding noise. Ding. Just thumb button on my mouse or something. That would be a sick mod, yeah. They don't really seem to have mods or custom maps or anything in mind with this, which I feel is a bit of a shame. I don't think there is any custom map ability. To be fair, I've not looked since I'm still going back through the campaign again anyway, but a big part of keeping engagement in a game fresh, I think, these days, is having like Steam Workshop support, and having, for this, having like a map editor that is relatively easy to use would be super useful. Because it would just keep people interested for longer, I think. I mean, there is a lot of content in the game anyway. Like, there's a lot of variety of maps. That's why I have this here. So the fact that there is a lot of variety helps. Though I think it's a bit of a stumbling block for a lot of people that you have to complete something in the career mode before you can do it in free play. And you also have to, I believe, have already purchased all of the upgrades and stuff before you can use them in free play, which to me, free play should be more of a sandbox and you should just get access to everything. So I know there's certain points that you don't have any small jobs left, basically, and to progress you have to complete, like, this. Like, if I'd done the SUV first, I'm not sure if I'd have anything else available to move on with, or if I'd just have to do this one before moving on. Regardless, I'd have to do it eventually. And it's a bit of an intimidating job. Oh, that was extremely generous. Like, I don't have a recording of when I first did this job with, it would have been the 3000 washer by that stage. I'm fairly sure it was before the Pro was even added to the game. But I was definitely getting all of the upgrades. I skipped the Urban in my early access playthrough and just saved up until I could get the 3000, the heavy duty washer. So I'd have had that for this, which would have made it so much quicker, I'm sure. But even using that, I'm sure it was like probably a 2-hour job. At least like an hour and a half. Oh, that was a good thing. See, more of that, please. That's what we want more of. And now this rust. Ooh, the rust. Turbo time. And we've just got to go real slow with the turbo stuff. Mario Maker power washing? Yes, exactly like that. That would be dope. Like, make like a mosaic floor that each mosaic tile is its own feature, and make it so that they're covered with a really easy to clean thing, like no ingrained stains or anything. So you could just breeze across them with like the green nozzle and just get a cacophony of dings. That would be so satisfying. Well, the fact that there's the multiplayer aspect as well, like, that plus custom maps is just a shoo-in. Like, you see how inventive people get when it comes to, like, Minecraft and stuff like that. The sorts of inventiveness people have. Like, you would have absurd things to clean, I'm sure. Someone would do, like, the frickin' Eiffel Tower or something, probably. You just have it in a completely separate section, so you don't have to worry about cloud data or anything like that. You have it understood that it would be local only, it wouldn't be saved to the cloud save or anything like that. But try and make it so that it would at least be able to be multiplayerable. It kind of depends on how easy to use they've made their own features and how much work, like manual work, they have to do into each map. But I would hope for their sake that they've made it so that it's pretty easy to expand upon. You want it to be scalable, and the number of extra maps that they were adding in as they were going through early access suggests to me that it is pretty scalable. The name of this band is Perfect Pancakes, and I love it. Now I want pancakes. That might be lunch. I usually do waffles rather than pancakes, because I suck at trying to flip pancakes, and we have a waffle maker that makes them in the shape of penguins, which is adorable. And you pour syrup into their bellies. It's fantastic. best wedding present ever. Sorry everyone else. The cutlery set and the cookery set and stuff, all very useful, but I think we can all agree, can't hold a candle to a penguin-shaped waffle maker. As soon as I finish this, I am going to Google PowerWash Simulator custom maps. Because I have to know, like, someone will have asked the question. I have to know if there is an official take on it, whether they've just ruled it out entirely or what. I would also love for mod support to be able to make it that the targeting worked the way that it used to. Something that I really wish that they'd made as a gameplay option that I don't believe they did. Because, like, here, what I am actually targeting at is not always what it shows me on the actual thing or what I will hit. Like there, I'm targeting there and then it jumps to there because of the path at which I'm traveling. It's like, but can you not just expect that as someone using a power washer, I would move my arm in such a way that I would be able to hit what I am aiming at? My arm is not locked in place on my body. Even just having a left-hand option would be massively useful. Like, the fact that I can't swap to my other hand is annoying. There should be just a key that allows me to just swap to the other hand. Because that would help immensely with a lot of difficult angles. Because you can't always get a good angle from this side. Like the detached house map, when I was doing that one, I was getting really frustrated with some of the railings because I just could not get a good angle on them. And it would have just been so much easier if I could have just done it with the other hand. Like along here, obviously it's going to be better for me to like face this way and do this and work backwards, but if I could just swap to my other hand at this point, I would be able to go from this corner instead and not have to worry about it and be able to just get a good angle firing in on the other side. But instead, I will go all the way back over here and we'll start from here anyway. And just work our way along the tops. This way I can get a bit down the side as well. So that way I can hopefully get credit for the entire wall topper while I'm up here, so I know that I haven't missed anything. So it'll ding for me while I'm still on the roof, rather than me trying to go along from the bottom and get the side, and then have it not ding because I've missed a patch. But I have to do it from this direction because I'm forced into being right-handed in this game. Now this bit I'm less worried about getting the side of it clean from the top here, because I know that there's a bottom that I have to get anyway. So I'm not going to get credit for it while I'm up here. Go, got the topper, got the wall. I don't need to lie down for that, I don't think. Crouching should be fine. Oh, okay, that was super generous. still had half of it to go. Wow, okay. Yeah, I think they didn't expect me to do the due diligence that I did of trying to get down the sides. Oh well. It's nice to be thorough. Okay, I've got this bit here to do of cladding. Just get that out of the way before I forget and get down the bottom and wonder why it's not dinging for me. Should really get this wall done. I should have done this already. Oops. Never mind. I don't know whose job it was to do all of these wall tiles up here, but I pity them. Wall tiles is the worst thing in House Flipper to do. It takes so long. Okay. I'd already done up to this point, it seems. Alright. Cool. And now for the really tedious bit. We're just gonna do one row at a time, I think. Is this the best way to do it, or should I do it like this and then move up? I mean, it kind of doesn't make much difference, does it? We're just dot matrixing our way along regardless. And this moss is actually quite thickly on, it's quite ingrained, so I actually have to go not too quickly over it. Yeah, doing this roof alone is probably going to take the next quarter of an hour. The angle to get underneath the ladder there. Again, if I was able to be left-handed, that would make it so much quicker. Back and forth. Back and forth, these words are yours. What song's that? What if I do... by Foo Fighters. Good song. Okay, and back we go. This is where I'm glad that there's the auto. I wish that I could keep like a hand free though, so that I could then grab my drink. It's a problem with a game like this that requires arrow keys and mouse. I mean, I guess I could just line it up and just walk forwards instead and doing the back and forward, but that would be even more tedious, I feel. And I'm missing small bits, and I'm kind of just ignoring them because I know how big this feature is and how forgiving it's likely to be to just give me the ding at the end. So I'm not, you know, not really stressing about just missing little bits here and there. I mean, we can just do like this as well. Not sure which is worse. Now we've got Night on the Town again. I think we have exhausted the YouTube safe amount of the jazz playlist on Pretzel. But that's fine, it's long enough since we heard it before that it's not too disruptive. I prefer the back and forward and gradual movement to the frenetic, like hold it in line and constantly moving. purely subjective. Both are perfectly valid ways of doing this, I feel. This is easier to pick up on things that you've missed, whereas if you're just holding down W or something and go slightly offline, it's more annoying to fix up. I don't think karaoke's disallowed. Doc, it's Leonard, Carl's dad. When can you come round? Got something filthy dirty for you. Oh my. Not that kind of washing service. No, that'll be the race car, I think. Which is good, we're getting a few quick ones that we can knock out. Next episode. So I don't think I'll do any after this, because this is such a big job, but I'll be surprised if I'm done by 1 o'clock, which is when I want to take my lunch. And then it's too nice a day for me to just stay in here streaming all afternoon. So... yeah, we should have, for the next episode, we'll have a few little jobs to do instead. And maybe a medium-sized map. I can't remember what the next location map is after this. I think we might be getting close to the big treehouse. And that's going to be tedious. But at least it's generally smaller sections. Doesn't have just like the massive big floor area or roof area like this. It does have the underside of each platform though. And that's quite tedious. So you have to move the scaffolding so much. Okay, need to go slow for the moss. The next map that I actually did do a recording of from early access was the treehouse. So it'll be interesting once we get to that point, then I'll be able to directly compare the amount of time that it takes between doing this with only the 1500 versus what I was doing, which would have been with the 3000, up until the Ferris wheel, which I also don't actually have a recording of because I forgot to highlight it before it expired, which was a bit of a rip. I think that might have actually been when I had my credit card details compromised and had to renew, which meant I lost my Prime, which meant that VODs only survived 14 days instead of like 60. And I think I missed the window to highlight that, which was a shame. But up until that point, I only missed a couple of maps. I think it was the Ferris wheel and the monster truck were the only ones that I missed out on from early access. Once we get past the treehouse, then we can start doing direct comparisons between the 3000 and the 1500. I suspect it won't be too bad, because a lot of the time you're doing the same sort of thing. Like, you are using the yellow nozzle, doing a back and forth, generally. The slowdowns come from the bits where things are ingrained and you have to just turbo it instead of going over it still with the yellow nozzle, which you can do with the better washers. There's also the fact though that first time round I got stumped on a few things where I just couldn't find certain things to clean or had a bad technique, whereas now I have a lot more experience with the game and might be able to remember some of the bits of the map that tripped me up the first time round. And that'll mean that I'll be able to take a little bit more time off that otherwise padded estimate from using the basic washer. This is definitely taking me longer than it would the first time because just the track of cleaning is probably about, I don't know, 2/3 the width of the heavy duty. Really should have done this slightly differently so that I'd be able to do nice big rows. I guess that's fine. Through the moss. Some of these patches are easy to get through than others, so I can actually move a little bit faster. But because some are slower, I'm kind of doing lowest common denominator and just taking my time on all of them. I wonder if there's a time challenge for this one, and if so, how long it takes. I hope they give you a better washer than this one. We're not even halfway along, I don't think. When did I say that it would take me a quarter of an hour to do this? I think it was like 5 minutes ago. Before it gets cold, that's an odd choice for a song title. This is the bit that if I had any editing skill whatsoever, I would take the video recording and slightly speed it up. That would only work if I had like separate audio track and stuff anyway, which I do not. But given the fact that I'm doing like the challenge thing anyway, I think keeping it at the full length with the full ambiance, a bit more of a pure experience. I'll leave the jump cuts and creative editing to other people. Oh, there's an edge there. We're getting there. We're over halfway, I think. So maybe saving my finger with the auto spray, but my wrist is not thanking me for the constant back and forth, that's for sure. Let's do an up-down motion for a while instead. It's good to mix things up a little bit. I need to give myself some like compression gloves or something. I've heard in mixed reviews, some people say that they do nothing or make things worse, other people swear by them. A lot of it probably comes down to technique. Too far. And this one. 3 more rows to go. Worst part is my plans for this afternoon involve doing some drilling and screwing of things. My wrist's not gonna like me very much after that either. Tomorrow might be a rest day. Oh, we're getting close. Well, this time we might actually just go like this way and do the whole way up. Because I think even if we miss little bits from it being further away, I think it's just going to give it to me anyway once we get to a certain point. I doubt I'll have to come back and tidy up.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
I love this song. The No Pants Dance. Oh, there we go. Got the big thing. Nice! Now, time to move around and do the upper story of the offices. Oh, the window is both panes? I thought it was going to be each pane individually. Another case where having a left-handed angle would be nice instead. How much more does it want me to do in this office wall? Do you want me to do the end bit? Yes. Ah, no. God damn it. Ah, missed the jump. No. Why did that not work? Wing! No. It's just like launching me off some things, but then... Oh, there we go. The physics is really weird in this game sometimes. Window frame done. We're not going to get too close to the edge now of this. I'm just going to get it from the bottom if I need to. Because I need to get it from underneath as well anyway. Back up against the wall. Work our way out for this stuff, I guess. This overhang bit is the whole way around, I think. Yup. So you know what? We should probably... Doing any of this right-handed from this direction is really annoying. So I guess we can just go along, and we want to do the top first ideally, but I think we just have to do the bottom first. Or go right the way down the end, and then turn around to do it this way. Doing the edges here is really annoying as well. We could do this from the ground, to be fair. We can reach with like the nozzles and stuff. We just need to make sure that we do the bit that would be obscured by the overhang. But that offends my sensibilities of doing it top down, which is kind of annoying. We'll just leave this corner bit, I guess. I probably won't even need to do it anyway, to be perfectly honest. But now I can do like broad sweeping things. And also even get down the bottom bit as well, just in the same long arc. It's not ideal, but it's easier than a lot of alternatives. And does actually get me some better progress, because otherwise I'd have to just like move the scaffolding around the side or something, or rely on the ladder all the time, which is just tedious. What's going to be annoying is getting the top of the window frame, but maybe they'll be generous. Top of this overhang at the very least. I guess we could turbo nozzle along the top if we feel we have to. And we're going to have to look back to do... Oh no, okay, never mind. I thought I was going to have to look back to do the window frame from the other side, but it was actually just super generous. So never mind. And the wall is probably going to be pretty generous as well, just because it's such a large feature. Here we can get a bit of an angle anyway on everything else. There we go. Window frame, this is probably where it's going to want me to do some stuff on the other side. Never mind. Super forgiving. Now I want to stand on this bit again. Now's where it's kind of annoying because there's things sticking out that prevents me from doing it nice and evenly. We might just have to get some stuff. If we need to come back and do it perfectly, we might need to get some stuff from the ground floor. But otherwise, we're just going to try and get it as well as we can. Oh no. Okay, you know what? Let's just try and do what we can from the ground floor now. Did we get the window frame of that one? Yeah, we did. It's this one we don't have. I mean, this is probably how they expect you to do it anyway. With like a ladder or something. So they're probably expecting there to be some bits left. Yeah, if they're going to give that to me. And we can do the turbo nozzle to get some of the bits above. The annoying thing is the bits along the bottom there. And I'm not sure about the top of the cladding bit. If we have to go back up, so be it. Window. It hasn't even given me the frame there. Okay, now it has. end of the wall. Which it did give me. Okay, so we didn't need to worry too much about that. So now the cladding. These are two separate bits. Yeah, office overhang and garage cladding. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're going to get this. And we would have to do the underside of this from the bottom anyway, so that's fine. There we go. Good. Didn't have to worry about missing any bits. Okay. Now the lower level. I'm going to do the upper walls and then work our way back maybe, because I kind of want to do the back of the fire station first before coming back around for the front. Of course, there's some more tenacious stuff on some of these windows. And I'm fairly sure that spraying glass with something that high pressure is not a great idea. Door handle separate? Doesn't look like it. Sweet. Interesting light. These windows. Yeah, we'll do a once over and then we're gonna have to come back for some of the more tenacious bits, but that's fine. We also might not, because like all of them are included in the one window feature, so maybe it'll be forgiving. Not that forgiving, but what am I missing on the window frame, I wonder? Different angles, but oh yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. That was the window done. We just missed a bit on the inside. Quite deep set back windows, so yeah, when it comes to doing the frame, there's actually quite a lot to get on the different angles. You really need to actually clean it from quite an oblique angle to start with. Like, and just make sure that I get all of the sides here, knowing that I'm going to need to do the same from the other side anyway. There we go. Because now if we go over this side and do it this way, this is where it's going to give me the frame, yep. But not the actual window itself just yet. Yeah. And that wall's going to take a little bit more. I really appreciate when I can just stand still in a spot for a while, so that way I can actually take a drink while still doing it. Ding ding ding. Ding dong. Okay, that metal wall is going to be really annoying, looks like. As is this window, seemingly. Realism or not, we'll just turbo the hell out of it. Otherwise you'd have to get up close with the spray and use soap, I think. Probably what they expect you to do. But if you're not going to make it that I can break things, then I'm not going to care. Cool, that's the wall on the wall base done. Cladding trim is a separate piece. And this is where we need to go just slow and steady over these metal bits, because there is some rust and stuff right there. So what we should actually do is go over with just the yellow first, because most of it will come off fine. And then we'll know the bits to target with the turbo. Also, does this wall continue around? Yes, it does. So that's also something to keep in mind. Might even keep going around the corner too, actually. Cladding in the trim certainly does. Thought it might stop at the corner, but it doesn't. Clean what we can of light from here. Then we're going to go back around the other side. And work our way around clockwise and finish back at the front again. We'll clean off a bit of this stuff now, because we're probably going to have to at some point. But this does also continue around to next to the door, I think. So we're not going to be too fastidious about it right now. Sweet. So that was a separate bit of trim. But this is all one wall. Probably also around the corner as well, actually. There's the trim. Nope, there's the wall. Okay, now, this vent is going to be very tedious. And let's just do stubby and go right up close. So I can actually see what we're doing. Again, this is where you probably want to use some metal cleaner instead, but we're not going to. What am I missing on this? Oh, probably this side. There we go. Cool. I think there's a couple more of those. Right, here we were just going to try and work our way around. Is this office wall all the same thing? Ah, I see, yeah, top and bottom are different, but otherwise it wraps around onto this other thing. What's the point of this little thing that sticks out anyway, seriously? Makes no sense. Okay. We're gonna need at least a short extension on this one. Well, there's the topper done. Ready. Just do this in small sections, I think. Now this bit does not wrap around the corner, I'm fairly sure, because that was already a different bit that we've already done. The topper does, but... well, not the topper, the divider does, but we'd already gotten half the trim. Okay, that was a separate bit. I thought it was going to wrap. Never mind. Once again, get the angle on this side for the window first, and then come over here. Get it from the side, because it's set quite deep. Oh, the window frame is so close. There it is. The window itself, less close because we need to get this bit up here. There we go. Nice. About halfway, work our way down, and the rest. Ding, ding, lovely. This side first with the angle, then come back on this side to do the rest. There's the frame. Window. Following shortly afterwards. Do the wall. It'll take a little while. There's the bit where I fell down. Well, it works as a convenient little divider point. We can just go up until... once again, I can see that I'm missing bits of like lichen and stuff, but I don't believe it will make enough of a difference. I mean, if the topper is going to be that generous, then I can only imagine what the wall itself is going to be like. Go. Around the spotlight. Oh, we didn't do the top. There's the wall though. And the trim. That side, get top. Bottom, and then probably get some ingrained stains on it as well. Maybe. There we go. Oh, that's the that's the scaffold. Oops. Oh, got the cladding. Perfect. We should probably do this side of the wall first, eh? Before we can move on and forget about it completely. No tough stains on this one, at least. Wall base must continue on? It does, okay. For some reason they've decided that that's a single piece. Garage door frame makes sense. I'm not sure about the wall base though. Okay. Turbo time. Whatever kind of design this is. Don't know if this is meant to be a precursor to anything. It's almost angelic. There we go. The rest of the frame done. Oh, and there's the full base. Perfect. Oh, that topper is already done, that's right. Be very surprised if I don't have to get much closer to this event and use the turbo on some of the rust. Yep, looks like it. Get down and get... There we go. Get a top angle. There's the wall. There's the base. Perfect. That wall base goes the whole way along, looks like. Sure. Do the insides of these while we're on this angle. Do the underside of this first. And now the other side. Oh, it didn't even have a separate frame this time, it was just a door. That's weird. Like, all the others I've had a door frame. But not this time, it seems. This side of the window frame elements. Didn't worry about getting from the other side. Let's get this light. Ah, didn't even need the turbo for that one. Exchange. So I think the others have all had like a rusted metal casing. Yeah. Let's do this side of the window frame and the windows themselves. See how fastidious we need to be for the window. Not very. And just work our way down, get rid of some of the lichen. Yeah, not too slow or steady, but not too quick either. But I would be surprised if I have to come back over it again. Just do the top all the way along. Just do some longer strokes at this point. We just don't need to worry about looking up as high. Okay, let's do this side of the window frame. This stretch of wall. This is where I want to look down again a bit more. The other side of the window frame. Just like that. Window itself. Underneath. Do the rest of the cladding on this side as well, I guess. There's also the trim. That's probably going to be more annoying because I bet I've got rust bits in some places. But we should be able to finish this wall off at least. We'll see if it wraps around the front a little bit. It might do between this and the door. Oh, there's the base. And there's the wall. Never mind. Separate bit of wall here. Clean the cladding, clean the trim. May as well do the inside here of the door frame as well. We'll come back to the main door itself afterwards. How far around does the cladding go? Is it just not crap cladding rather than trim? It's only be around there. Anyway. Let's clean this wall. Should just have the front to go now, I think, but there's bound to be some little bits that I've missed elsewhere. This is around the corner as well, is it? Yep. Ding, ding. Lovely. Door frame. Door itself. Frame on this side as well. There we go. Door. I love having these little windows in the doors. Nice. I want to get the rest of this cladding done, ideally. Oh, wow. So generous. It's got spotlights. Get as much of this wall as I can, but it's quite a filthy one. So we need some turbo action. The wall is pretty well done. Probably just need to do a little bit more turbo on some of the bits around the corner. Got that one. Paint on that. We'll see if we need to care about that or not. I don't want to do the back and forward because that's the way that the folds go. It just seems nicer. One window, two window, three window. Very nice. Someone been playing tic-tac-toe on here. Okay. How much of this do I need to scrub off? Probably not much. Okay. Cool. So this wall here we're just going to need to do some more turboing on, I think. Just because of the extra stains on here. I imagine that if I hit tab, it'll probably show up quite a few little blotches. Yeah, there we go. Now we can actually see them against the surface, so fair do. It's not like it's impossible to see without hitting tab anyway. We knew that we were kind of taking liberties with this one because we expected that it would still be pretty generous. And we were right. This one's going to be the same. That light is the one we've already done. Okay, let's do the rest of this little bit of brickwork here, just to get that out of the way. Nice. Now, is this the same as the bit on the front and also the bit round by the garage? Yes. So we want to make sure that we've done full over that before I start trying to turbo away any other bits, just to make sure that I'm not doing more than I need to. There we go. Okay, so we may as well just go thoroughly across here, because there's a lot. Not even doing turbo, simply because I just want to go slowly over and I can see that I've done the full track. There we go. Didn't even need that much extra attention. Don't know why it's so moldy on this side of the station, but whatever. Didn't even need to do the side bit. Does that mean to be a snail? Or what? Lightning snail. Oh, garage door, wall base, and wall are literally all we have to do now. I think we have nailed this. The bits we have left are the bits that are right here with us. I think we have, yeah, absolutely nailed this map. Because here's the wall, and there's the wall base. Okay, well, we're just gonna take it slow because it's all real ingrained stuff anyway. So we're just gonna use the red nozzle. Just work our way across the top and then just do it in layers. Again, could probably do a pass with the yellow one first, and it would trim off some of the stuff that we needed. But if we just do it pretty exhaustively in the first place, there's less chance of having to go over it again anyway. We go over this side because of the corrugated iron aspect. And down we go, and this should almost be done, to be honest. No, it's not going to give it to me just yet. Okay, needs more attention apparently. Again, might be because of the angles from the corrugation. It's very close now. Ah, yeah. Yep, there's one pretty obvious bit. Voila, job complete. Come hose down our spare truck. Yep, so now we get the truck. So it would have been nice in some ways if it done like, if it had been the drill tower, then the station, then the truck or something like that. Okay. This is going to be a pretty fun soundtrack for the time-lapse. You can see me working my way down the tower. Voila. I feel that time-lapse should be longer given the size of the job. They've condensed it down a bit. One hell of a job. Got to say, a lot of talk in the community about the quality of your work. And from one person who loves standing around spraying water at stuff to another, you have our respect, as well as some of our taxes. Fantastic. Okay. And now we've got 3 nice little vehicles to do. So, SUV being pretty simple, the race car being slightly more difficult, I seem to remember, but more rust, and the fire truck a bit harder again. So next session, we'll have just 3 vehicles to do, and then we'll worry about unlocking the larger locations again. Because I think after that point, then I think it gets to the treehouse, because I seem to remember having done the fire truck. Not sure in my early access playthrough. Yeah, that will do for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.